Hi everyone, and welcome to this Lynq platform tutorial. Now in this video, we're going to show you how to use the platform and the different features you'll have access to. Now either you already have a Lynq account or you're just interested in Lynq and you want to learn how it works. What we would recommend that you do is, if you don't have an account, to sign up for one for free on lynq.app so you can run through this process with us. So let's start now and let's sign in. Now, once you've signed in, the first step is to create your public profile. So click on the public profile in the menu. The first thing you have to do is you create your public Lynq URL. Now, this is the address that you're going to share with your followers. You can personalize it the way you want by filling in the dedicated field, like I did here. Then add a picture by clicking on the circle and then fill in your first and last name. Now, a description is also a good way to summarize your offer and your added value, so don't hesitate to fill that in, even if people already know who you are. An important thing on this screen is the section you'll find under keywords. They can be considered as your specialties. You can add 6 different keywords by simply clicking on the button plus, and if you want to delete one or more, simply click on the garbage can. Now, as you can see here, we have some pre-filled in information to save some time. Once you do the same, click on the Save Profile. Now, once it's saved, your public profile is live on this URL, and we encourage you to share it and add it in the description of your social media accounts like Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and this will be where your followers and clients can book and buy your services. Of course, before being able to propose your services, there's another step, which is set up the services in the back office, and that's what we're going to do right now. There are 3 possible services on Lynq that you can propose on your public profile. There's the one-on-one video calls, the live masterclasses, and video messages. So let's start with one-on-one live video calls. Now the goal of these calls is to let your followers set up a video appointment with you so that they can personally talk to you and get your advice for a specific question, or simply attend a private lesson. But before being able to propose this option to your followers, you need to proceed to different steps. So to begin, we're going to select one-on-one video calls in the menu and click on Template. Now, as you can see, there are 3 possible event types: 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. You can activate only the ones you want to propose to your followers. So for each event type selected, you need to define the price that your clients are going to pay. As you can see, the price you enter is not the price that will be displayed to your client on your public profile. Lynq will add its commission on top of your price. You'll also need to give a brief description of the experience clients will receive for each type of live video call. It will be displayed on your public profile as bullet points. You can add up to 5 bullet points for each event type. Now this is a very important step, and don't hesitate to be as accurate as your clients need to clearly understand what they can expect for the price. Now I've already pre-filled the information to save some time, and as you can see, I will play the role of a guitar teacher for the purpose of this tutorial. So I described what my clients will receive for a 15-minute and a 60-minute call. When you've filled in all the fields, don't forget to click Save. So I've defined the different one-on-one calls that I want to propose to my followers. The second step is to define your weekly hours of availability. These are the days and times when people can book a live session with you. So let's go to Settings and start by clicking on Availabilities. Check the box corresponding to the days you will be available and indicate your hours of operation. Now you can check several moments of availability on the same day by clicking on plus and then adjust the hours. If you need to delete a given moment, simply click on the garbage can and it will be gone. Do not allow clients to schedule fewer than X hours in advance is a really cool option because it defines the minimum time before a client can book the next available slot. So you have enough time to prepare and you're not going to risk receiving a request for a call in 10 minutes. Now you can decide the number of hours, and in my example, I've chosen 5 hours. And eventually, don't forget to indicate your time zone. It's extremely important, especially if your clients are all across the United States. Now, the last thing you might want to do is to synchronize your Google Calendar with your schedule on Lynq. So to do so, we select CalSync in the Settings menu and click on Connect. And there you'll have to accept Google's terms and conditions. And if you want to stop the synchronization, simply click on the button Disconnect. Now at this stage, I'm going to skip ahead here, but it's really straightforward. So once all this process is finished, we can go back to the one-on-one video calls template and activate the options on my public profile using this slider, and you have to understand that you can temporarily pause this service by doing the reverse. So now let's see how all of this looks on your public profile. As you can see, the service now appears on your public profile. I'm going to act as a client and book a one-on-one video call. Now, the first thing the client is going to see are the two options we've created and activated in the back office. In our case, it was a 15-minute or a 60-minute session. Now, I'm going to choose 60 minutes. The next step is to select the day and time that can work for me, and if you have followed the previous steps, the slots proposed correspond to the availabilities we've defined in the back office. So in our case, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So let's click on Wednesday and choose the 1 p.m. slot. Then let's fill the personal information in and continue. Right after that, there's an interesting step that I can provide additional information ahead of the call. Let's put a simple text here and then continue. The last screen provides the payment option. So I'm going to skip this step for now, and we're going to see how the process looks like in the back-end office once a client has made a purchase. All right, so every time a one-on-one video call is purchased on your public profile, you'll receive an email alert. And then the information is also going to be displayed in one-on-one video calls requests menu. Now what you need to do once a request has been received is to click on it. You check the details, and you can even see how your day looks like the day of the request, which looks pretty empty for me. Now at this stage, the main action you need to perform is either to reject or accept this appointment. As soon as you confirm the video call, your client is automatically informed by email, and as you can see here on this calendar, this session is added to my calendar in your Google Calendar. Now that's if you chose to synchronize it. And when you go to the day when your call is scheduled, you can activate the call very easily. Just click on the button, Start the Call. This will bring you to a dedicated screen with all the information summarized. For instance, the question asked by the client, here it's the text that we wrote earlier, and also the name of the client. When you're ready, simply click on Start the Call, and it'll trigger the call for everybody. Now let's see the second service that you can propose to your followers, and that's live masterclasses. Now a masterclass is the best way to share your expertise and knowledge to a larger number of followers at the same time. Now Lynq has developed a proprietary tool that allows you to visually manage the questions from your followers while you perform in live session mode, but we're going to see that in another video. Now to start, you need to select Live Masterclass in the menu. And to create a new masterclass, well, it's pretty easy. You just have to click on the button New Masterclass. From there, as you can see, you'll need to fill in some information about the masterclass. Now what I'm going to do is create a new masterclass and fill in with some text, so we'll save some time. All right, so I've created my masterclass, and now I click on Save to make it active. So let's go and see how this looks on the public profile. Now, as you can see, the next masterclass is highlighted on the public profile. The booking process is very easy, and it's exactly the same as for the other services, so there's no need to show that here. Now, you can read the description and then book the session. There's another interesting feature, which is the access to other masterclasses. Now, it's pretty useful because on the followers end, you can have a good idea of what's coming and book in advance. So you can control the status of your masterclass directly in your back office and more precisely on this dashboard. Now click on the name of the masterclass you're interested in and you will have access to all the details such as ongoing revenue generated, the number, and even the list of attendees. So if I go onto my calendar and select the day when the masterclass is supposed to happen, I'll be able to start the masterclass by clicking on the Start Masterclass. Now this will bring me to the following page, and from there I'll be good to start, hoping that you'll have more attendees than I have. But it's the normal that this is the masterclass that we've just created. Video messages. Okay, so the third service you can trigger on the platform are the video messages. There are asynchronous messages, and they allow you to interact with your followers in a non-live way. Now with this option, it's very useful because you can manage your schedule more easily as you decide when to deliver your video answer. Now, in terms of content, this is also a perfect way to send motivation or greetings videos, messages to your fans, as well as giving detailed explanation to a specific question. Now, to start, you need to select video messages in the menu and then click on the template. I guess you start being used to the platform, and here again, you're going to provide some useful information. And the first one is to define the maximum time to answer your client's requests. In other words, how long your client might have to wait before receiving the video answer. Now, in my case, I'll put 5 days. And then indicate the price. So let's say I'll do it for $25. Once again, here's the listing price. It will be $27.50 because it includes Lynq's commission. Now, adding a description is the last step, and it's extremely important. Your followers might not really know what kind of a request they can ask you, so don't hesitate to be specific and give some details, as it's going to help your clients in the decision to buy the service, and it makes it a success. For instance, you can explain that you can send greetings or motivation, or be even more specific with the questions related to your expertise. So in this tutorial, I'm supposed to be a guitar teacher, and I gave useful indication, as you can see. Now, something you need to know is that Lynq maintains a list of the most asked questions per category of expertise. Now, we have more than 20 right now, so don't hesitate to ask our advice. And this is going to save you some time for sure, so shoot us an email and we'll get back to you quickly. So here's the information that was already filled in, and I just have to activate the service. Okay, now let's go to my public profile, and you can see that the service has been added. Now let's pretend that I'm a client that wants to buy a video request. Here's how it works. So I'm clicking on the request video answer, and a window will invite me to describe my question. I can write the question and even upload a file if I think that it's necessary. So let's ask a question here. I'm going to ask for a video greeting for someone of my family, and once my question is written, I'll buy the service. Now, again, I'm not going to go through the full process because you've already seen it with the Masterclasses and the one-on-one video calls. So I've made the purchase, and now let's have a look back on what's going on in the back office after the purchase. Now, every time a message request is purchased from your public profile, you're going to receive an email, and you'll find details in the conversations. The name of the client is bold because it's a new message, and if you click on the name, you can read the question and download the file that they might have attached. Once your video answer is ready, it's extremely simple. Just click on the paperclip, select the file to upload, and click Send. Now, once you're finished, the client's going to be notified by an email containing a private link in order to download the video answer. So this is the process for video messages, and as you can see, we tried to make it as simple as possible. And I'm sure you won't have any problems starting really soon. Right, so we've described the different services you can propose on your public profile. So now let's have a look at what is left on the menu. Let's start with the dashboard. So this is where you find data about your activities. You should visit the dashboard regularly because we add new useful KPIs on a weekly basis. The payment section is where you ask a request for payment by clicking on the Request Payment button. The temporary balance is where you see the sum of all the paid sessions, both past and future. Now, the difference between temporary and the final balance is that as soon as the session has been performed, the sum is added to the final balance. So when you click on Request Payment, what we pay is the final balance. Now, by clicking on Support, you can get in touch with the Lynq team for any purpose. And don't hesitate to send an email. We usually respond within 2 hours. And finally, we have Account. Now, this is where you can change your password, see your current plan, and more important, this is where you fill in your bank account information so we can transfer your payment when you request it. Because if we don't have this information, well, you won't get paid, and we sure don't want this to happen. Okay, so this is a quick overview on Lynq. You should be able to start using it by yourself. And of course, if you've got any questions, please send us an email at this address, support@lynq.app. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you soon on the platform.